Prince Dykes. I'm going to introduce him, but he is amazing. He is known as the Prince of Investing. Y'all, if you want to learn about investing, he actually has the Investor Show on YouTube. It also streams on Facebook, on Instagram. I think it streams on Instagram too. But I know I like to watch it on Facebook when he's streaming. So he talks about investing, but he talks about so much more. Like I said, he is the founder of the Global Financial Literacy Foundation, which is amazing. So this is an opportunity to learn from someone that has been in this industry, financial literacy industry, for the longest. I keep looking at the laptop. I'm sorry, guys. Hi. He has been in the industry for the longest, and I want to make sure we give him the opportunity to drop some nuggets on us. He's going to talk to us a few minutes. And like I said, he is the author of Wesley Learns to Invest, but there's also some other books in his collection. And so these are some great tools that our next generation need to be aware of, because there are financial literacy books out there that also have African-American characters. And so we want you guys to be aware of those resources as well. So I am about to connect him. Hi. I want to make sure we can hear you. Okay. I can't hear you, Prince Dykes.
1 second.
Oh, I hear you now.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay, got it. Okay, awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. I'm glad to be here, and congratulations on your new book. I can't wait to get my copy.
Yes, sir. I'm thankful you are here today. I know we've just kind of been going on with some great tips, and so we know you're about to drop some amazing gems to us. So I'm ready to take some notes.
The first thing I want to say is congratulations to you. I think that yes, you were right about the introduction. I am the host of the Investor Show, where we go over a lot of things about, financial literacy, financial fundamentals, investing, things like that. But also, I think it's very important to teach this to children, because yes, I invest with my son, whose name is Wesley. That's where the title Wesley Learns come from. He's now 9 years old, but it would defeat my purpose of investing if I did that. I didn't pass it on to the children, or I didn't tell children. I didn't introduce the topics to him. So you're correct. There are 2 other books in the series. That one is the first one that was released in 2015, Wesley Learns to Invest. The second one was in 2017, which is Wesley Learns About Credit. And the one that came out last year is Wesley Learns About Insurance. So there's a complete series that's one comes out every 2 years. And I think it's very important. We have to teach our kids, no matter if they become the next football player, the next actor, movie star, whatever, they will need to know about investing, credit, and insurance. So I would like to share a real life story. Hopefully my brother doesn't get mad at this, but it was a real life story why I believe it's very important, right? The first thing being is my nephew turned 18 years old, and my brother, he had to co-sign for him to get a car. And he said, Prince, I had to co-sign for him so he can get a car because he didn't have any credit. And I said, well, you could have built his credit as a child. He said, Prince, well, how could I have done that? And I said, well, when he was younger, you could have made him authorized use to a credit card. You could have took out loans and been a co-signer when he was a kid for a cash loan. When he turns a teenager, he could have been on a credit card. He could have had a checking account already. So by the time he turned 18 years old, boom, his credit is already established. He said, wow, Prince, I didn't think about that. That's why the job we do today is very, very important. And I always ask my dad, I said, Dad, I had a great dad, by the way, mom and dad. But I asked my dad, I said, Dad, why you didn't invest for us? We had an Apple computer. We always went to McDonald's. You brought us to Nikes. I had 3 older brothers. And he just, my dad is 74. And he just said, son, to be honest with you, I didn't know you could do that. So just ask if he would have known how I could have changed my brother's life and my life as well. So that's why I thought it was very, very important for kids and parents alike to have a family book or children's books that start to introduce them to these topics at the earliest age possible. So that's what I want to talk about. That's why I felt it was very important to do.
I think that's amazing because you know what? That is, I think it always boils down to a lack of understanding on our part, first as parents, and then also not realizing the power of passing down. So now we got maybe the understanding, but we don't realize the power of passing it down, and recognizing that that is a part of our legacy. It's not just about leaving the money, but if they don't know what to do with the money that is left to them, then that essentially you're not leaving a true legacy. The legacy is not just the resources, it's also the mindset and the wisdom to be able to manage the resources when they come in or when you're given. And so I thank you for saying that, because a lot of times that's what's missed, is that one, I don't understand. Okay, now I got to understand, and then I refuse to pass it down. So then you got a whole nother generation that has not received those tools.
Mm-hmm. And it reminded me of myself when I went to go get my first cell phone, and they said you don't have any credit. And I thought, well, okay, well, they said we got to check your credit. I didn't think I needed to check my credit because I thought it was. I said, well, I never used it. So, and then the other thing was I want to hit on. I want to give everybody here a nugget about investing for their kids. Saving is great, but we also got to remember saving is slowly dying as they can continue to print more money. Inflation. We have an invisible tax, inflation. The price of goods and services are slowly increasing. And the prices of goods and services, the Federal Reserve aims to keep that around 2%. 2 to 3% is what we have our historical inflation. So every year, whether you know it or not, your dollar is losing value by 2 to 3% due to inflation. Just ask yourself, when you was in elementary school, how much did a can of Coca-Cola cost versus what a can of Coca-Cola costs today? So now you got to ask yourself, what am I doing every day to beat or match inflation? We know most savings accounts are not earning 1%. Most money market accounts are not earning 1%. So we know that it's great to start saving for our children, but we must start investing for our children. And investing is the simplest way. People think about it. It's only 3 ways to invest. Either you're going to invest in stocks, you're going to invest in business, or you're going to invest in real estate. That's it. Number four is investing into yourself with education, things like that. But stocks, real estate, and business. As we know, business could be very risky. It takes time. You have to file, whatever the case may be. But I would challenge everybody out there today with children, grandchildren, or like, start an investment account, a custodian account for your child. Start purchasing them the index fund. Purchasing them index fund now. Because I'm not going to sit here and say, I don't know what the stock market will do tomorrow morning. I don't know who's going to become the president, but I guarantee you in 20 years from now, the stock market will be higher than it is today. Mm-hmm. So, and since we all know that, start investing for your children now. Every kid should have an investment account. Start with what you know. If you don't feel like you're smart enough, it's too complicated. It's you can go to YouTube University tonight. You can go to YouTube University, open up an investment account for your child. For Christmas, ask yourself, what am I going to start doing to invest for my child? And in the Wesley Learns book series, it was a great way to introduce to a child about investing. But I want people to look and say, hey, everybody, I purchased McDonald's stocks because of my son. Every time he would drive by, he would, Dad, I want to go to McDonald's. Dad, I want to go to McDonald's. Dad, can I have McDonald's? Can Mom bring me McDonald's or whatnot? So I just bought him stock in McDonald's for his 6th birthday to be funny. And now he's 9 years old, and it's not funny no more. He's been collecting dividends for the past couple of years. So and the thing about it, get your kids involved. Get your kids involved with investing. Hey, you like Apple? I have an Apple iPhone. I have a MacBook. Hey, you like Apple? Challenge them. Sit there. Do you want to invest in Apple or Nike? Everybody know what Nike is. And that's something our foundation does. If a kid reads the kid has to read on investing, credit, and insurance. I can buy kids toys all day. I can award kids toys all day. But I'll guarantee you hear this, Crystal? Mm-hmm. This is something that I saw just yesterday, real life. Last year, the first ever kid to win our book series. One second. The kid read they read Wesley Learns to Invest, took a quiz. Wesley Learns About Credit, took a quiz. Wesley Learns About Insurance, took a quiz. We awarded her 2 shares of Coca-Cola stock, not Coca-Cola, Nike stock. And we did that over a year or something ago. We sat down with her grandmother, opened up her custodian account. We awarded her Nike stock, the first ever kid to win. She was 6 years old. Today, the last time I looked, that stock is almost up 50%. So that thing, we just purchased her Nike because she knew what Nike was. She loved Nike. And here it is over a year and something later. She not only, we gave her the knowledge, we introduced her the concept of investing, credit, and insurance. Her parents started an account and she was awarded Nike stocks. And we also awarded Coca-Cola stocks as well to kids. So she's been earning a dividend, and over something I totally forgot about until her grandmother was bringing it up to me. And I said, wow, she's earned, none of those toys, any toy I would have purchased her, any gift I would have given her, it would have meant nothing. None of them would have been a return on investment. So that's something that our foundation does, Global Children Financial Literacy Foundation. When I was introducing the stocks at the age of 9, I thought that was something for rich people, wealthy people, whatever. So what we're doing is not only are we teaching the kids, we're also making kids shareholders. And we want to thank Belco Credit Union and Bank of America for sponsoring us to make that happen for kids and Boys and Girls Club, things like that. So make it apply. So we can talk about it, but make it apply. I challenge everybody that's listening to me today, that's watching it, that's congratulating Crystal on her book launch. I would challenge you. Reading is great, but we have to apply it. Learn to set up an E-Trade account, a TD Ameritrade account, a Robinhood account. And this Christmas season, as we walk into this Christmas season, I want to see everybody out there for this Christmas season. If you're going to spend $200-$300, instead of buying a PlayStation, look into the stock. Instead of buying Apple, look into the stock. If you're going to buy shoes, look into the companies. You are investing in them anyway. You don't have to be a genius, but start investing for your children. Make it something that they're doing as well.
I so love. I took a couple notes while you were talking, and when you said get your kids involved in it, and that is so important because while you're going on the journey, a lot of us, going on that journey of investing, and you're like, I really don't know what I'm doing, or I feel like a novice at this. This is important for you to get your child in on the journey, because as you're researching these companies and as you're researching, everything about them, the biggest thing you can do is sit down with your child and say, this is why I'm not choosing this one, or do you think this one is good? Look at this. These are some great tools to begin to start educating them. And even if you made a bad decision in a stock in the beginning, that is a learning tool. That's a great learning tool to be able to say, okay, look, we chose this one. It didn't fare out the way we wanted it to fare out. Now let's look into some other avenues. So I love when you said that. And then he said, make it apply. So for everyone that's on here, and there was a point he said, you start to feel like stocks is only for rich people. Well, that's how they get rich, like in most cases, so that they're not the ones that's spending money on liabilities. They're spending money on assets. And so they're purchasing, they're investing. So that is not something that you keep out of reach and say, it's not for me, it's not for my child. No, this Christmas, this is a perfect time to look into a stock. If you were going to get them an iPhone, look at Apple. If you were going to get them, invest that money into their future, because that's going to hold more weight than that phone that's going to lose value within the next few months. So I love that you just said that. Is there any last words you want to leave us with, Chris Dykes? I thank you.
I think that it's great to start investing for your children. Also, I challenge every parent out there, start building credit for your children. It takes no longer than 5 minutes. Whoever you're banking with, everybody out there has a credit card. Make your child an authorized user of your credit card. All you need is a social security number. They don't even have to know about it. And then number 3, look into getting insurance and insuring your children as well. Because I guarantee, now if you think that, hey, I got to research all these companies, Crystal, here's the easy thing. Buy the S&P 500 index fund. That's SWPPX, Sierra Whiskey Papa X-Ray. That's the stock symbol. That's the Charles Schwab. S&P 500 index. That will get you the top 500 companies, and it only costs $50. The top 500 companies. So you buy that every month, and as you buy that every month, then the next thing you're going to start to learn is now you can add on to that. Hey, you know what? I want to add on some Nike, or I want to add on Bank of America, or I want to. You start with what you know. I know what Disney is. I don't have to know everything, but start with what you know. Stick around with what you know. But in the meantime, open up an investment account. Start buying index funds immediately right now. Have the dividends automatically reinvested, and then make sure you go out there. Make sure your child has a checking account, a savings account. Add them as an authorized user. The next time, just go take out a $500 loan under their name as a co-signer and start doing it like that. So, and they don't even have to know about it. So when they turn 16, 17, 18 years old, you're giving them something better than what you had. My only goal is to teach my son for me to be better than my dad, and to teach my son to be better than me. That's it. That's all we can do. This is how we can close that wealth gap, by doing what we're the richest country in America. I don't know everything, but I guarantee you the top 500 companies in America will be doing way better 20 years from now when your kid is 18, because those clothes, they're not going to be able to wear. Those toys are going to be old. Those shoes are going to be old. All those things are going to be old. But starting building that credit and start investing for your child and start getting them involved with insurance. So when they're 20 years old, they already have a policy. You know, they already have a policy they can take over. So things like that. Insurance is one of the easiest ways to pass down wealth. When I die, my wife and my son gets XYZ. That's the easiest way to create wealth. So having insurance, building credit for your children, and investing, that's what everybody else is doing for their children. We have to start doing that today. And Crystal, I want to thank you for being a part of the mission for children's financial literacy. We would definitely be supporting you. And I want to congratulate you, and I'm looking forward. I pre-ordered my book. I'm waiting for my book to come in as well. So definitely thank you, and I want to congratulate you as well.
Thank you so much, y'all. He gave us some homework. I'm saying all of us. He gave us some homework. He told us to make sure credit is important, insurance, and investing. All three of these are important to making sure they not only know about it, but they also have it in place. So you can start now. You can start now building their credit. You can start now making sure they have a policy, or making sure you at least have a policy for you, so that can pass down. If something happens to you, there's an heir. And then credit, making sure, investing rather, making sure that they learn now. So you guys both on this journey, as you're learning, they're learning, and you're sharing those tools. I thank you so much, Prince Dykes. I thank you so much for sharing some amazing jewels on tonight. I thank you for your support and what you're doing in the financial literacy community. I am so inspired and motivated by you, and I thank you for everything you were able to do on tonight.
Thank you for having me. And also remember, and you got to ask yourself, when kids get older, which one are they going to produce something today that your 20-year-old child would appreciate, or your niece or your nephew? You know, you can open up an account for any child. You can invest for any child, as long as you have a social security number. So do something today that your children would appreciate tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. I want y'all to comment below if you have learned something from Prince Dykes. I know you did, because I took some notes. So if you have learned something, I want you to comment. Thank you. Thank you. There it is. Awesome. You guys have stuck it out. We do have some winners. So these are our 2 adult winners. Okay. We have some winners. All right. We need a drum roll.